All right, Tara, thank you so much for doing this. This is going to mean so much to, it means a lot to me, and it's going to mean so much to others. And I love the fact that you're going to be a part of her story in Out the Door Morning Breeze.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to speak with you, so I'm really
Yes.
happy to be back.
Thank you, thank you. So let's start with this because you have a background that I know that you were inspired by somebody that was very important in your life. Why don't you talk about that?
Okay, well, my grandmother was my best friend. And, she always took me shopping into fashion shows. And, she is what introduced me to fashion pretty much. And so from there, I always wanted to be a stylist. I used to watch TV and commercials and be like, I could dress them so much better. But I wasn't allowed to go to school for fashion because it was very much like going to school to be an actor. It's so hard to get a job and pursue that type of career.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a marriage and family therapist for a very long time. And then I had my 3 kids, and after my 3rd child, I said, you know what, I'm gonna start a business. I invited everybody I knew. I launched 2 parties at stores. I didn't know if anybody was gonna come.
Right.
And I was really nervous, and who knows, you could fall on your face, but I felt like if I don't do this, then I'm gonna regret it. And I know that I know myself and I need to work.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great. And so the wherewithal from your background, and then you just felt like you had to do it. So now, what do you do? Like, where do you even start?
Well, so I started, so from those parties, it was word of mouth business. And so I go through people's closets. I help them figure out what they should get rid of, what they should keep. We go shopping. I style for events. We make lookbooks. I mean, it's a whole thing. It's so much fun. And there's actually a lot of therapy in it.
Because if you think about it, every single one of us has something we don't like about our body, or my foot is so big I can't find a shoe or whatever. Some people just don't like to shop. And they don't have the time nor the patience to do it. And so that's how it started. And then I have a mentor, and about 3 years ago my mentor said, you have to go on social media. You have to start doing Instagram. I was like, there is no way I'm doing that, because that's really putting yourself out there in a way that I never thought that I would, because I'm behind the scenes. I dress people.
Yeah.
And so, so we started social media, and now it's really taken off. I won Best Fashion Blog of Boston 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
And now we started a YouTube channel. And so it's really growing, and thank goodness that I did do that, because as you know, social media is everything right now, and it's really helps my business grow.
Okay. Takeaway, what was the biggest obstacle or challenge that you had that you think you could share that others might, be able to learn from it?
In life or in starting the business?
Okay, you know what? That's a good question. How do you do in life?
Well,
Yeah.
I had a very difficult childhood. And most people don't know that about me because I don't present myself that way.
Not at all.
And so, my mother was an alcoholic. It's a very long story. And my father was not involved. And so I literally raised myself. And the only way, other people helped me. It was me asking other people to help me from a young age. And these several wonderful people took me in, and they didn't have to. And they helped me be actually who I am. I would not be who I am without them.
Wow, that's really interesting. And you know what about the fact that you asked others to help you? There are a lot of people who have a tough time asking people to help them, right?
I agree.
Yeah, and they hold back because they don't either are ashamed, they don't want people to know, blah, blah, blah. So great you found that out at an early age.
Right. Well, it's like when you have no choice. Well, my choice was either I fail miserably in life and I stay in the situation which I was born into, or I decide to make a change. And I learned that from a very young age. But like I said, other people who were kind enough to take care of me, they saw something within me that I didn't even see because I was a kid.
Yeah.
And so I was very lucky. I want to say I'm lucky, but I don't think it's luck, to be honest, because nothing that has happened to me this far in life is not about luck.
The thing is I always say is you don't wait for opportunity, you create opportunity.
I agree.
And the biggest challenge for me with what I do with work, especially with social media, is putting myself out there, because when you grow up the way that I grew up, you don't have a lot of self-worth because your parents didn't care enough about you, and I had to work through that for myself in order to give me the confidence to be able to put myself out there.
Yeah.
And if that makes sense.
No, it absolutely does. If you like have nobody that's caring about you, worrying about you, then you're thinking like, what am I worth? I mean, my own parents are not looking at me.
Right, and all these other wonderful people stepped in, but they're not your parents.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference.
Yeah.
And you know, I always felt like a guest at somebody's house. I never had my own bedroom. I could walk into a room and not even notice if anything's on the walls, because that has never been an important to me, because I never had a stable place to live.
Yeah.
And these are all things that I've realized about myself, and that affects you in life.
Yeah, I can
you know.
imagine. Yeah, wow. Your Herstory is filled with a lot of things, and you've mentioned and covered things like, you know, standing up for yourself, asking for help, mentoring. You had a mentor. I think your grandmother was your mentor too. Absolutely, and inspiration. So there's a lot to be taken from what you've said. Is there anything before we wrap this up that you think that you want people to know?
Well, I just think it's important that if you have a dream, that you should pursue it. And, you know, I always wanted to do this, and now I'm doing it. And the thing is, it's not that easy, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've made a lot of mistakes, and also I've thrived a lot, but every opportunity that comes my way, I'm so thankful always. I mean, there's sometimes I get in the car and I cry because I'm just so happy that I got myself to that point. So I would just say always be grateful and thankful.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this is great. I really do appreciate you doing this again, and I know a lot of people are going to hear this and get something from it. And so when you do, you'll have her information so you can reach out to Tara. She'll be more than glad to speak to you, help out, email, or whatever. So listen, thank you.
Thank you.
And this has been a pleasure.
All right, thank you.
Yay.